Hello there guys and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I have the Hunter hero concept for you as part of my Bad Batch Battlefront 3 speculation series. Last week I posted the update concept for this, so if you haven't watched it yet then I'd highly recommend checking that out before you go any further in the video. For those of you who were around when I did my Fallen Order and the Mandalorian Battlefront 3 concepts, then you'll know exactly how these videos work, but for those who don't, I start off with a bit of background information about the character, then I talk about what abilities I think they could have, before wrapping it all up with what skins they should have in the game. It's also worth reminding you all that Battlefront 3 has not been confirmed to be in development in any way. There were a lot of rumours earlier this year, but surprise surprise they were all fake. With that said, there are Bad Batch spoilers ahead, so if you don't want to be spoiled then click away now, but be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future videos. So starting off with some information, Hunter was a Clone Commando Sergeant who led Clone Force 99 aka the Bad Batch in countless missions during the Clone Wars and even on their adventures after they fled Kamino following the rise of the Empire. As I'm sure you all know, each Bad Batch member has their own mutations, and for Hunter this is his heightened senses, leading him to be an expert tracker amongst other things. The first time we met Hunter was in the Clone Wars Season 7 Annexus arc, where the Bad Batch helped Anakin and Rex get Echo back from Skako Minor, and so far, the last time we saw him was in the last episode of the Bad Batch series which ended the other week, with Season 2 already confirmed for next year. Moving on now to the abilities, it's worth noting that these aren't in any particular order for what keys they'd be bind to. So starting off with the first ability, this would simply be a throwing knife. With this, I'd give him 3 knives that he could simply throw at his targets. Very much like a throwing knife in Call of Duty, it's literally that simple. In terms of damage, I'd probably want it to one-shot an assault officer and specialist trooper, but perhaps a heavy could take at least 1, assuming that Battlefront 3 still uses the same class-based system that's in Battlefront 2. The next ability would be Hunter Instincts, pun absolutely intended, but it also just works perfectly because it's the same Hunter Instincts ability as the Ewoks in Battlefront 2, where you can see all nearby enemies and their footsteps. Considering Hunter is an expert tracker and a stealth warrior, this in my opinion is the perfect ability for him. And lastly, we have the third ability, which I called Cut and Run. The reason for this is because Hunter will run forward shooting his DC-17 in the direction you're moving, and if an enemy gets too close he'll pull out his knife and slash them. This essentially works just the same as Obi-Wan's defensive rush ability, but instead you have a blaster that's constantly shooting forward in the direction you're taking, with the knife being used when someone gets too close. I think this is also a great name because it's the name of the second episode of Season 1 of the Bad Batch, which is a reference to clone deserter Cut Lawquane. Moving on finally to the skins, there are 3, technically 4 appearances that I think Hunter could have. Firstly, his default skin would obviously be with his armour on, but then an appearance option for that would also be to have his armour on but without his helmet. The next skin would be the one where we see him in the prison cell with the other Bad Batch members. This is simply just Hunter without any of his armour on, but I think it would be a really cool skin to have. The final skin I think Hunter could have is the one from episode 2 of the series where Hunter helps Cut and his family get off Seleucami. I think this disguise is probably the most interesting skin that he could have, simply because the colours are completely different to that of what we're used to seeing with Hunter and his black armour. If you guys think I missed absolutely anything with the skins, then feel free to let me know, and be sure to tell me your thoughts on the concept overall in the comments below. Next week I should have the Echo hero concept out for you. That is it from me today though guys, thank you all very much for watching and may the force be with you always.